Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. In a huge step towards inclusive communication, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates 91 new FM transmitters of All India Radio to enhance coverage in aspirational districts and border areas. Prime Minister says Digital India has given new listeners to the radio and also a new thought process. Union Minister Rajnath Singh chairs SCO Defence Ministers Meeting in New Delhi, says India committed to make grouping stronger to effectively tackle common challenges. In Sudan, fighting continues even as rival factions of security forces agree to renew 3-day ceasefire. Operation Kaveri underway to evacuate Indians stranded in conflict zone. At least 33 soldiers killed in attack by armed terrorist group in Burkina Faso. And in Dubai Badminton Asia Championships, Sindhu ages Prannoy and men's doubles pair of Satwiksairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty to compete for spots in the semifinals today. In a huge step towards inclusive communication, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated 91 FM transmitters of All India Radio through video conferencing to enhance coverage in aspirational districts and border areas. These transmitters have been installed across 18 states and 2 union territories. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Modi said the launch of 91 FM transmitters of All India Radio is a gift to 2 crore people of 85 districts of the country.
आज ऑल इंडिया रेडियो की एफएम सर्विस का एक्सपांशन ऑल इंडिया एफएम बनने की दिशा में एक बड़ा और महत्वपूर्ण कदम है। ऑल इंडिया रेडियो के 91 एफएम ट्रांसमीटर्स की ये शुरुआत देश के 85 जिलों के 2 करोड़ लोगों के लिए उपहार की तरह है। एक तरह से इस आयोजन में भारत की विविधता और अलग अलग रंगों की एक झलक भी है। जिन जिलों को कवर किया जा रहा है उसमें एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट, एस्पिरेशनल ब्लॉक्स, उनको भी सविशेष इसका लाभ मिल रहा है।
The Prime Minister asserted that Digital India has given new listeners to radio through online FMs and podcasts and also a new thought process.
भारत अपने सामर्थ्य का पूरा इस्तेमाल कर पाए, इसके लिए जरूरी है कि किसी भी भारतीय के पास अवसरों की कमी न हो। आधुनिक टेक्नोलॉजी को सभी के लिए एक्सेसिबल बनाना, एफोर्डेबल बनाना, इसका बहुत बड़ा माध्यम है। आज भारत में जिस तरह गांव-गांव तक ऑप्टिकल फाइबर पहुंचाया जा रहा है, मोबाइल और मोबाइल डेटा दोनों की कीमत इतनी कम हुई है, उसने एक्सेस टू इंफॉर्मेशन को बहुत आसान बना दिया है।
Mr. Modi underlined that infotainment through FM has a lot of value.
जो अब तक इस सुविधा से वंचित रहे, जिन्हें बहुत दूर दराज में रहने वाला माना जाता है, वो अब हम सभी से और ज्यादा कनेक्ट होंगे। समय पर जरूरी जानकारी पहुंचाना हो, कम्युनिटी बिल्डिंग का काम हो, एग्रीकल्चर से जुड़ी मौसम की जानकारियां हो, किसानों को फसलों, फल, सब्जियों की कीमत की ताजा जानकारी हो, केमिकल खेती से होने वाले नुकसान की चर्चा हो, खेती के लिए आधुनिक मशीनों की पुलिंग हो, महिलाओं के सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप को नए बाजारों के बारे में बताना हो, या फिर किसी प्राकृतिक आपदा के समय पूरे क्षेत्र की मदद करना, इन एफएम ट्रांसमीटर्स की बहुत अहम भूमिका रहेगी।
Prime Minister Modi said he is soon going to host the 100th episode of the Mann Ki Baat program on AIR. He said his deep connection with people all across the nation would not have been possible through any other medium than the radio.
जब बात रेडियो और एफएम की होती है तो हम जिस पीढ़ी के लोग हैं हम सबका रिश्ता एक भावुक श्रोता का भी है और मेरे लिए तो ये भी खुशी है कि मेरा रिश्ता एक होस्ट का भी बन गया है। अभी कुछ दिन बाद ही मैं रेडियो पर मन की बात का 100वां एपिसोड करने जा रहा हूं। मन की बात का ये अनुभव देशवासियों से इस तरह का भावनात्मक जुड़ाव केवल रेडियो से ही संभव था। मैं इसके जरिए देशवासियों के सामर्थ्य से जुड़ा रहा, देश की सामूहिक कर्तव्य शक्ति से जुड़ा रहा।
Speaking at the event, Information and Broadcasting Minister Rankireddy Singh Thakur said, the Man Ki Baat program has increased the popularity of radio.
आपके मन की बात ने सबके मन को छुआ भी है, दिल को छुआ है और उन लोगों की उपलब्धियों को भी जन जन तक पहुंचाने का काम किया है कि आपने आकाशवाणी को इसका माध्यम चुना। आज भारत का सबसे बड़ा नेटवर्क एफएम का आकाशवाणी बना है। हमारे 272 स्टेशन है और अलग अलग लैंग्वेजेस में भी हम विदेशी लैंग्वेजेस में भी इसका प्रसारण करते हैं और न्यू इंडिया की ग्रोथ स्टोरी हम आकाशवाणी के माध्यम से भी जन जन तक पहुंचाने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं, जो आपके नेतृत्व में नए भारत का निर्माण हो रहा है।
Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Dr. L. Murugan, Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami, Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, Union Minister Piyush Goyal, Secretary of Information and Broadcasting Apurva Chandra and others joined the event. Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO Defence Ministers Meeting is underway in New Delhi. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is chairing the meeting. Defence Ministers of China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan are participating in the event. India has invited Belarus and Iran as observer countries at the meeting, and the Defence Minister of Pakistan is participating virtually. In his opening remarks at the meeting today, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said, India is fully committed to make Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO stronger to effectively tackle common contemporary challenges faced by the member countries. The Defence Minister called upon the Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO member states to collectively work towards eliminating terrorism and fix accountability on those who aid or fund such activities. Mr. Singh asserted that terrorist acts or support to terrorist activities is a crime against humanity and peace cannot coexist with this menace. He also expressed concern over the radicalization of youth, terming it a major security challenge and obstacle in the path of socio-economic progress of society. At the end of the deliberations, all the SCO member countries signed a protocol expressing their collective will to make the region secure, peaceful and prosperous. Addressing the media after the meeting, Defence Secretary Giridhar Aramane said all the member nations arrived at a consensus on several areas of cooperation, including dealing with terrorism, security of vulnerable populations in various countries, as well as humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. He stated that all member states were unanimous in the statements that terrorism in all its forms must be condemned and eliminated. Campaigning for the Karnataka Assembly elections has intensified with political stalwarts touring the state, conducting rallies, meetings and road shows. Senior BJP leader and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold road shows and election rallies at various places for 2 days starting tomorrow. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi campaigned in Kalburgi and Vijaypura today to woo the voters in their favour. Congress National President Mallikarjun Kharge will conduct a road show and public discussion in Bangalore this afternoon. Former Prime Minister and Janata Dal secular leader H.D. Devagowda started the 11-day-long campaign for his party candidates today. Former JDU leader Ajay Alok today joined the BJP. He was inducted into the party in the presence of Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav at the BJP headquarters in New Delhi. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people of the country and abroad in the Man Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. on Sunday. It will be the 100th episode of the monthly radio program. The program will be broadcast on the entire network of All India Radio and Doordarshan, AIR News website and News on AIR mobile app. As the program completes its 100th episode, let's listen to the excerpts of Man Ki Baat in which the Prime Minister spoke about India's G20 presidency.
People, voice and direct dialogue. That's your and our Man Ki Baat. Yes, This is how our Prime Minister connects with millions of countrymen. With the program Mann Ki Baat, aired on the last Sunday of every month on All India Radio. This series, which started on October 3rd, 2014, will complete its 100th episode in April 2023. In the 95th episode of this special program, let's listen to those excerpts in which the Prime Minister spoke of India's presidency of the G20 summit. India assumed the G20 presidency from the 1st of December last year from Indonesia, and it will convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country this year, a nation deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism. India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in her history as it seeks to play an important role by finding pragmatic global solutions for the well-being of all. The Prime Minister spoke of this with pride in the Mann Ki Baat program broadcast on 27th November 2022.
साथियों, G20 की अध्यक्षता हमारे लिए एक बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी बनकर आई है। हमें इस मौके का पूरा उपयोग करते हुए ग्लोबल गुड, विश्व कल्याण पर फोकस करना है, चाहे पीस हो या यूनिटी, पर्यावरण को लेकर संवेदनशीलता की बात हो या फिर सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की। भारत के पास इनसे जुड़ी चुनौतियों का समाधान है। हमने वन अर्थ, वन फैमिली, वन फ्यूचर की जो थीम दी है, उससे वसुधैव कुटुंबकम के लिए हमारी प्रतिबद्धता जाहिर होती है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has termed the late former Chief Minister of Punjab, Prakash Singh Badal, as one of the bravest soldiers for his contribution and restoration of democracy during the dark days of the emergency. In an article published in an English daily, Prime Minister said, Mr. Badal shaped India's and Punjab's politics, and his contribution can be described as unparalleled. In Sudan, the rival factions of the country's security forces have agreed to renew a 3-day ceasefire shortly before it was due to expire. The extension for another 72 hours follows intensive diplomatic efforts by neighboring countries and the global community. South Sudan has offered to host peace talks, and the Sudanese army has agreed to send representatives to the talks. However, local media reports that despite the ceasefire, heavy fighting continues between the army and its rival, the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, in the capital Khartoum. Under Operation Kaveri, the government of India is working relentlessly to evacuate Indian nationals from conflict-hit Sudan and bring them home safely. Around 3,500 Indians and 1,000 persons of Indian origin are estimated to be in conflict-hit Sudan. In Burkina Faso, at least 33 soldiers were killed in an attack by armed terrorist groups in the eastern part of the West African country yesterday. Burkina Faso's army in a statement said at least 40 terrorists were also killed before the arrival of reinforcements. The West African nation has been in the grip of insurgency, with government forces battling groups linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group for 7 years. Union Sports Minister Anurag Thakur has said the government has given all the protesting wrestlers a chance to present the case before the Oversight Committee. In reply to a media query during a press conference held in Shimla yesterday, Mr. Thakur reiterated the commitment to an impartial and fair probe. The sports minister reiterated that the topmost priority of the government will always be the welfare of the sports and the athletes. In Dubai Badminton Asia Championships, PV Sindhu, ages Prannoy, and the men's doubles pair of Satwiksairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty will be playing the quarter-final matches today. In the women's singles, two-time Olympic medalist Sindhu will be up against second seed An Si-young of South Korea. In the men's singles, 8th-seeded Prannoy has set up a last-8 clash with Japan's Kanta Suniyama. World Championships bronze medalist Satwik and Chirag, seeded 6th, will face third-seeded Indonesians Muhammad Ehsan and Hendra Setiawan for a place in the semifinals. In IPL cricket, Punjab Kings will take on Lucknow Super Giants in Mohali today. The match will begin at 7:30 p.m. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. In a huge step towards inclusive communication, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates 91 new FM transmitters of All India Radio to enhance coverage in aspirational districts and border areas. Prime Minister says Digital India has given new listeners to the radio and also a new thought process. Union Minister Rajnath Singh chairs SCO Defence Ministers Meeting in New Delhi, says India committed to make grouping stronger to effectively tackle common challenges. In Sudan, fighting continues even as rival factions of security forces agree to renew 3-day ceasefire. Operation Kaveri underway to evacuate Indians stranded in the conflict zone. At least 33 soldiers killed in an attack by armed terrorist group in Burkina Faso. And in Dubai Badminton Asia Championship, PV Sindhu engages Prannoy to compete for spots in the semifinals today. And with that, we end the midday news.